So thank you very much for that. So next up, we got two more acts, one of them being me, so I know you're all excited. This is, that's
Facebook sensation.
Yeah, Facebook sensation, that's really weird. Okay, so next up, we got a guy who is a local boy, grown up good. He's trying to grow a moustache to impress you. It's actually not worked. He looks pathetic in a kind of, I'll dress up like a lumberjack. It's disgusting, actually. So please, from this side to the next, please start clapping. Give me some rooms and chops, please. It's Matthew Bell!
Fucking hell, come from a man with a potato for a body. Jesus Christ. How we doing? The merriest of Christmases to you one and all. What a Christmas. Everyone had a good time? Everyone had a good Christmas? You're all suitably disgusting. I know I am. I didn't realise my body could be put through such... I love that. I like to lean on it. I've written my whole set on there. I like to put my hand on there and pretend I'm just thinking sometimes. Oh, it's that bit about paedophilia. Fucking hell. So what a Christmas though. My body has been put through its paces. This year, I ran the London Marathon. I didn't realise my body could go to those extremes. I really didn't. That's right, I ran the London Marathon. Fucking hell, I'm pulling teeth, Jesus Christ. I suppose after Paul, to be fair, you're all probably quite tired. Hold him down, he's having a seizure. Jesus Christ, that man's energetic. See, I didn't know my body could go through quite that level of physical duress. But this Christmas has proved me wrong. It's taken it to another level altogether. Some of the stuff that's been coming out the back end of me just looks like a fucking miniature Dachshund. Honestly, I'm sorry to get so literal so quickly, but fuck me, it's awful. I've realised that I've got both my sisters in tonight, so I've got to curb my wanking material. So I'm Matt Bell, thank you very much. No, there's actually quite a lot of wanking material. How you doing? You alright? Did you have a good Christmas? How you doing, mate? You good? Yeah? You look like you're gagging for a rape. Still not funny, is it? Still not funny. Anyone hear about the Dapper Laughs thing? Dapper Laughs, the comedian on ITV2. Comedian on ITV2, bit of a dick. He got banned from ITV2, and someone filmed him at a gig saying to a member of the audience, a female member of the audience, saying, "You look like you're gagging for a rape, love." Now, he got banned for saying that, and fair enough. But apart, that pulls me in two different directions because, I don't know, that's censorship. I believe in freedom of speech. But there is an unwritten rule about being quite that much of a cunt, isn't there? And kind of just tipped the balance a little bit, didn't he? He did really. 2014 though, Jesus, what a year. What's the biggest thing that's happened? Operation U-Tree, I guess. Operation U-Tree's been pretty big. Let's hear it for Operation U-Tree. I don't know why I'm trying to get it right. Let's hear it for Operation U-Tree. Put an end to that shit, right guys? Operation U-Tree, Jesus Christ. The weird thing about that is that whenever there's a scandal in the British media, I think people like to, you have those water cooler moments where you're at work and you go, "Oh my God, can you believe fucking Jesus Christ? Have you seen what the politicians have done? Or have you seen what this has done?" No one, everyone had to feign surprise about Jimmy. Can you believe it? Jimmy Savile was a paedophile. Yeah. Bubbling in our subconscious, there was no shock there whatsoever. If you were to genetically engineer a man to be a paedophile, that's exactly what it would look like a fucking haunted scarecrow. But it's also gone it's got global now. Operation U-Tree has made it across the pond, and the Americans have taken it up with Bill Crosby, which is quite shocking. But they've also widened their remit from paedophilia to rape as well, because try as hard as you like, you can't find a black paedophile. Oh, believe me, I've tried. There aren't any. Michael Jackson was so desperate to be a paedophile, he had to change race just to do it. Just pretend to think for a second. Nice that bit there. So, what else happened in the news? Oh yeah. Kim Kardashian broke the internet. Yeah, where was that news broken? On the fucking internet! Yeah, it didn't break the internet at all. Only happened on the internet, in fact. How did she break the internet? By getting her bum out. That's the behaviour of a 5-year-old with ADHD. That is absolutely pathetic. I've got enough attention! I just don't get... Her ass is... also, she's like the picture of beauty. She's often regaled as like the image of beauty. I've heard her called the most beautiful woman in the world. I find that ridiculous. Her arse looks like a pregnant woman's bum. I just don't, when did massive arses become, fucking hell, look at that's really big. I just don't get it. It's not my thing at all. And I find it was weird as well. William Morris once said, William Morris, the transcendentalist and Victorian writer and designer, thank you Wikipedia, he said the words, nothing useless can be truly beautiful. Nothing useless can be truly beautiful. But it begs the question, what the fuck are the Kardashians? Because they have zero function. They literally do nothing. Just turn up, pout, have a massive arse, just get my bum out. Again, is that, anyone still looking? But yet they're still there and they're still massive. I don't understand it. I find that expression very interesting. And I wonder if you could flip it on its head and say, nothing truly ugly could be beautiful if it had a use. And I think that illustrates the point about Kanye West, whose music, arguably, he's a good producer, right? Yes. It's a good producer. And yet he has a face like a condom full of dog food, but somehow I still find him to be quite a beautiful artist in his own way. What the fuck have we got in there then? Oh yeah. I feel like I have to spend a lot of time in retail environments. I'm married and my wife is just, I feel like just like I've become the cliche that I never wanted to be, which is the slight, marginally henpecked husband. She's a wonderful woman, nonetheless. Yeah, 6 out of 10 bronze medal. But no, she's won it. She really is fucking wonderful. She might see it on YouTube if so. We have to go around these retail experiences, or I'm constantly just following her around like a zombie. And but she, like I think a lot of women do this, which is buy things and choose things which have no function again, but they think are beautiful, have literally zero function. Curtain tiebacks are a prime example of this. Is anyone else? Do you know what curtain tiebacks are? Because I only realised recently that not everyone. This isn't the highest accolade that anyone else can aspire to, but it seems to take up so much of my fucking life that it's not actually. A curtain tieback, for anyone that doesn't know, is basically a bit of jewelled string, that long, that holds your curtains open in case they close of their own volition, which no curtains have done in the history of fucking time! It makes me pretty... I don't know if you can tell, but it makes me pretty angry. They've got no function, no discernible function of any... I mean, I guess you could MacGyver one into a wanking noose at a push. Should the need arise. Scatter cushions, again. Literally don't fucking do anything. You put them on the bed, and when you want to get into the bed, you scatter the fuckers onto the floor. What? You could, again, maybe at a push, build a wanking nest. Nonetheless, they are functionless, and still people buy them, and they're supposedly beautiful. I find it very confusing. Oh yeah, fucking hell. That bit. I feel like we're becoming a more right-wing country. I feel like everything's moving in that direction, and that terrifies me. I'm a dyed-in-the-wool socialist. I'm a full-on liberal, card-carrying, fucking yes, let's share, let's all be good to each other. Dyed-in-the-wool is quite a strange expression, isn't it? I wonder where it came from. Did a man once drown in a jumper? Oh, don't. I know. It's funny, isn't it? But I feel like we are becoming a more right-wing country. Nigel Farage and the UKIP, a man that looks like a fucking thumb with teeth. No, don't, because bless him, he has to, but he's a good politician. I hate him, and I disagree with his beliefs vehemently, but I find him horrendous. But he is a good politician, and all it took was one person turning up and being like, I'll smoke a fag and drink a beer. And then everyone was like, fucking hell, you're normal. Oh my God, because compared to the fucking beige lizards that have been in charge of our country, the fucking Mondeo salesmen that have been running things up until now. Am I shouting? Shout! It makes me so cross that I could burst. They're just, who the fuck are these people? Yeah, that went somewhere, didn't it? Fucking hell. David Cameron's one of them, the Mondeo salesman. He's the worst of them in many ways. One of his biggest policies this year was to ban wanking. He didn't put it like that. He didn't put it like that at the party conference thing. But he has put bigger locks and controls on the internet, making it harder for people to access pornography. Now I can understand the rationale behind that. He wants it to make it harder for 16-year-old young men who've never had sex, or in Andy Chamberlain's case, 22-year-old men, who've never had sex, Good lad. I love when you said you shit yourself 4 times up here. It's beginning to smell a lot like feces everywhere you go. That's very good. Where was I?
Wanking.
Wanking! No, I've done the wanking.
Wanking Cameron!
Wanking off Cameron, yes. Back to wanking. He's banned wanking. Now, fine, we don't want to make it accessible for 16-year-old men who think that for the first sexual experience they're ever going to encounter, that what they see in pornography is going to be the norm. Okay, so aggressive sex. Yeah, okay, we can start to curtail that a little bit. Anal sex, you'd be pretty fucking lucky, mate, on your first time. Face sitting has actually been a thing. This was one of the things he's put in a list of things to actually ban. When has that been a problem? When has there been too much face? I mean, unless the first person you have sex with is Kim Kardashian and you die underneath her. That's called a callback. Because I said her name earlier. Yeah, it's very strange. You can't ban wanking. Cameron and his Nazi wanking police. It's just, I don't know. It's like, take the example of drugs, right? They waged a war on drugs and they fucking lost because people are going to take drugs regardless. Doesn't matter if they're legal or not. You could bring back hanging for smoking weed. People are still going to be hitting the bong, yo. Am I right? Sure, I'm kind of young still. Yeah, it's a very strange situation. I don't understand. That's the same thing though. You can't ban wanking. Wanking is a necessity. Wanking's an absolute norm. Speaking of wanking, that's called a segue. I've transitioned seamlessly into the actual wanking material. Sisters, close your ears, because it's about to get real. I was relaxing. I built myself a wanking nest out of scatter cushions, and I was relaxing. Okay, and I was like at the fucking end. I was at the bit where Terminator 2 dies. That's how close I was. I was at the fucking end, and it was about to, and it was all. I mean, I was watching some awful pornography, like really bad. You know, when you watch some awful porn and you're like, oh Jesus Christ, like really. Like the music was terrible, the acting. I mean, I don't want to critique it too, you know, but it was. Then I realised I was watching a Miley Cyrus music video. Oh fucking hell, it's a joke. Yeah, good lad. And then so. There I was, like fucking that close to the edge, man. I was living life on a knife's edge. Well, I was about to come. So, then my dog walks in the room. I haven't got any children, he's essentially my son. And he walks in the room as, oh, point of no return. And we shared. Our eyes connected. Fuck. It was the most, it was like, he is my son. But he'll never be able to talk. No one's ever gonna know. And I thought I saw a look of desperation in his eyes that basically said to me, "I'll never have opposable thumbs, Dad." You won't, but you can lick your balls. Every cloud. Is that all right, sisters? You okay? Scarred? All right, okay, off the wanking. Been reading a lot of history books lately. Watching a lot of history programs, and one thing that really dawned on me, this bit's not as funny, it's quite severe. One thing that really dawned on me is just quite how many people have died. Yeah, pathetic. Lots, like billions and billions and billions of people have died before us. Our civilization is built on the rivers of blood of the people that went before us. Bear with me. And it's horrendous when you think how many people have died and how many people have gone forgotten. And basically, I've realised that unless you create an amazing piece of art, unless you start a religion, or unless you commit genocide, you will be forgotten with a generation. That's it. And yet we're sold the lie every day on the X Factor and Britain's Got Talent that you can be famous, that you can be the rock star. It can be you. You can literally get up there. Anyone can do it, it's fine. And your name will be carved up in lights for about 5 minutes until you end up on I'm a Celebrity Getting Out of Here, eating kangaroos, bollocks and bathing in locusts. And it's a tragic place that the human civilization has come to in many ways. But look at what we have achieved. Look at what we have achieved in those years. We're resting on the shoulders of giants. We've now got hand dryers that work. The hand dryer revolution, I like to call it. Dyson Airblade, fuck me, it's like standing behind a Boeing 747. Do you remember before, when you go to a service station, you wash your hands in it, it'd be like, fucking hell, and you'd always just end up doing that. Not anymore. Thank you, Jeremy Dyson. So, yeah, that's pretty good, isn't it? Service station food's got better. Filtered water, that's changed my life completely. Filtered water. Do you remember before? You'd be like, oh, God, I'll get some water. Fucking hell. Oh, good Lord. Now you have filtered water and you're like, oh, this tastes exactly the same. I don't know if there are any health benefits, but now at least we have it and it costs money, so that's good. I'm going to leave you in a second. But I want to tell you a story quickly about retail, which is one of my most hated things. Retail and consumerism. The corporate monolith that I'm made to waddle around, which is Westfield Shopping Centre, one of the various ones dotted around the country. We are all consumers, and the pair of trainers that you buy aren't going to change your life, and it makes me sad that I'm led around there like a fucking idiot by my wife, just looking at things we don't need. I don't need any more French bulldog-shaped alarm clocks. I don't need another toad-shaped boot scraper. I don't need it. I don't need any more curtain tiebacks. All of our curtains, they nailed curtains on curtains 1.0. The blueprint was absolutely bang on. And I was walking around, and you know, a lot of men will probably empathise with this, or lesbians. Sorry, I don't know where that came from, that was awful. Walking around, fucking hell, I know, mate. You just dropped some paper out your hat. Just saying. I was walking around behind my wife, being led around, looking at this shit, and I saw another couple, and the man was being towed around like a man on water skis behind his wife. And I looked at it, I was like, oh, share a moment with him, just try and get a bit of empathy going. Oh, yeah, mate, I know, yeah, me and you. Try and do that thing like where you can't, you know, you try and like bond, like, oh, mate, yeah, right, oh, this, nothing, blank stare. I was like, oh, mate, come on, share a moment, brother, it's me and you, this is pathetic, look at us, we're a joke. Nothing, just didn't even look at me. It's like, I'm getting quite fucking angry now, to be perfectly honest, but I'll give it one more go, just in the name of brotherly sharing. Dude, this is, right? Right? And it turns out you can get arrested for beating up a mannequin. Thank you very much, I've been Matt Bell, thank you for watching! Have a good evening, and the merriest of New Year.
Give it up. Give 2 hands. Hard. For Matthew Bell.